Welcome to this short talk on my Shakti Yoga Nidra meditation called The Inner Healing of Relationship Wounds. This session is designed as a journey into the deepest layers of human connection, where the pain of broken expectations, rejection, abandonment, and unmet longing can finally be transformed into a radiant inner peace. Every person carries these wounds in one form or another because relationships touch the tender core of who we are. This practice is not limited to the people who have walked away from you. It embraces the full circle of experience, including the ones you have walked away from, the ones you no longer resonate with, and the ones you have judged or avoided because you just didn't know how to feel safe to stay open. It holds all sides of the human story: the longing to be loved, the fear of being alone, the ache of being left, and the quiet guilt of leaving someone else when you didn't know how to stay. This Yoga Nidra becomes a healing mirror that reflects everything without judgment. It is here that you begin to see your relationship history is not a list of mistakes or losses. It's a map of the places within you that are ready to open again. Every wound you have carried in silence becomes an invitation to reconnect with your true self. Every unmet need becomes a doorway into your own heart. The beauty of this practice is that it helps you touch the origins of pain without being swallowed by it. It guides you gently towards a deeper remembrance, the remembrance that your essence is whole and untouched beneath all experiences. The intention of this session is not to analyze your relationships or make sense of why things happened as they did. The intention is to awaken the healing intelligence of awareness that exists beneath the narratives of the mind. When the mind steps aside, the heart begins to speak. And when the heart speaks, the truth of your being rises to the surface. This truth is not found in story or memory. It is found in the spaciousness that quietly surrounds everything you have ever experienced. In this talk, I would like to walk with you through the layers of this healing gently and clearly so you can understand how Shakti Yoga Nidra becomes a bridge between your wounded past and your awakened self. This is the kind of healing that does not ask you to fix anything. It invites you to soften inward and discover that the peace you long for has always been waiting within you. Relationship wounds are usually carried and interpreted through the distorted lens of the ego mind. The ego lives in time, so it remembers what happened, anticipates what might happen again, and fears repeating the same pain. It often clings to roles of identity, and believing that those roles define your worth, it tries to recreate a feeling that was once beautiful or avoid a pain that felt unbearable. Yet the higher self, the true essence of your being, does not live in time. It is untouched by the approval or rejection, belonging or loss, gain or separation. It sees all beings, including you, as expressions of one divine consciousness, waves rising from the same ocean. When you begin to see your relationship experiences from the perspective of your higher self, the entire story changes. Instead of feeling like a victim of circumstances, you begin to recognize the movements of energy that shaped your reactions, your choices, and your emotional patterns. Instead of believing that someone else's behavior defines your worth, you begin to feel the quiet stability of your inner being. This shift is profound because it frees you from the compulsive urge to fix or control what happened. It allows you to acknowledge the pain while remaining rooted in the presence. This is where healing becomes possible. When the ego loosens its grip, the body begins to relax, the breath deepens, and the nervous system softens and softens and protect its protective armor. The knots created by old memories start to unwind. You begin to sense that the fear of loss was never a reflection of your weakness. It was a reflection of how deeply you felt. The longing for closeness was never a flaw. It was your innate desire for union, connection, and truth. During the Shakti Yoga Nidra, you are invited to transcend the thinking mind and enter a timeless field of being. This is the field where all opposites dissolve, where you can begin to feel the union of the masculine and feminine within you, where separation slowly heals, and where you can love again without needing something in return. Through breath, awareness, and inner sensing, the practice gently leads you back to your original unity, the essence of who you are beneath every relationship story. Consider how often you have felt torn between wanting closeness and wanting to protect yourself. I know, I have too. This inner conflict is created by the ego's attempt to navigate future pain based on painful past memories. Yet when you enter the field of being, the conflict dissolves. You experience a presence within you that is untouched, steady, and loving. This presence becomes your anchor, your refuge, and eventually your way of relating to the world. Relationship wounds do not live only in the mind. They live in the emotional body, the subtle energy body, and the chakras. They show up as tension in the heart, tightness in the belly, constriction in the throat, and pressure in the solar plexus, to name a few. Each unresolved experience leaves an energetic imprint that becomes a pattern, shaping the way you respond in future relationships. Your heart center remembers every ache of disconnection. Your solar plexus holds the imprint of losing control or feeling powerless. Your sacral center carries the memory of abandoned intimacy or misattuned closeness. Your throat remembers words you didn't say, truths you feared to express, or emotions you swallowed to keep the peace. These memories become energetic blockages that restrict the natural flow of prana. Over time, you may feel like you are trapped in cycles you cannot break because your body is still holding the unsaid, the unexpressed, and the unhealed. The shock of separation, the sting of rejection, or the confusion of sudden silence imprints itself into your nervous system. You may notice that your breath becomes shallow when you think of someone who hurt you. Your belly may tighten when you remember a connection that ended abruptly. Your throat may close when you think of the words you wish to say but you cannot. These reactions are not failures. They are evidence of how deeply human you are and how profoundly relationships shape your energetic landscape. Shakti Yoga Nidra works with these layers directly. It creates a space where these imprints can rise gently and safely without overwhelming you. As the breath deepens and awareness expands, the imprints begin to dissolve. The emotional residue you have carried for years softens. The stories lose their intensity. The nervous system begins to reset, and you begin to feel the spaciousness within you that was always there, waiting beneath the layers of protection. Imagine the relief of finally allowing your breath to fill your entire body without restraint. Consider the feeling of your chest relaxing after years of guarding itself. Think of how freely it is to speak your truth inwardly, even if you could not express it at the time. These shifts may seem subtle, yet they are profoundly transformative. Each breath becomes a thread of light, unraveling the heaviness stored within your cells. Your higher self is the dimension of you that does not react from fear or desire. It does not cling, judge, defend, or grasp. It responds from love and awareness. This part of you sees the same wounds that the ego sees, but it sees them with compassion rather than fear. When you begin to shift into this higher dimension, you naturally give others the freedom to be themselves. You stop trying to force relationships to follow a certain path. You stop expecting others to fulfill the unmet needs of your past. You give yourself the same freedom to grow, to change, and to express your truth without hiding. This shift is incredibly liberating when you act from presence rather than fear. Everything becomes aligned with your highest good. You feel guided by intuition rather than pushed by anxiety. You welcome the unknown rather than resisting it. You begin to trust that each relationship, each ending, each beginning, and each shift is a part of the larger unfolding. Presence becomes your North Star. It becomes the compass that guides your choices, your boundaries, your connections, and your healing. This Yoga Nidra helps you in this sacred realm of awareness. You begin to feel supported by something far greater than your thoughts. The fear of rejection loosens. The fear of abandonment softens. The desire to be seen transforms into deeper desire to express your authentic self. This is the power of shifting from the wounded ego to the awakened self. It is a shift from reaction to wisdom, from grasping to acceptance, from fear to love. Consider a moment when you felt deeply hurt by someone's withdrawal. The ego wanted an explanation, a reason, a reassurance. Yet beneath the hurt, there was a stillness quietly present, waiting for you to notice it. That stillness is your true self. And when you rest there, the relationship no longer defines your worth. The ending no longer feels like a failure. The misunderstanding no longer feels like a wound. You begin to sense that every experience brought you closer to yourself. As the Yoga Nidra deepens, you enter the inner sanctuary beneath the breath and beneath the mind. This is the timeless self. And in this field, there is no past to fix and no future to chase. Only here, only now. Only the fullness of presence. This is where the inner union takes place. The part of you that felt abandoned and the part of you that once abandoned someone merges into one. The part of you that longed for closeness and the part of you that feared it soften into harmony. The masculine and feminine energies within you come together. The sun and moon rest in balance. Form and formlessness meet. This is the union that every relationship ultimately points toward. When this union awakens within you, everything changes. You no longer depend on others to complete you. You no longer chase fading connections. You no longer shrink yourself to fit into someone else's expectations. You meet people from a place of fullness. You allow others to evolve. You allow yourself to evolve. Relationships become sacred encounters rather than emotional contracts. They become mirrors of your awakening rather than sources of pain. This is the heart of Shakti Yoga Nidra. It does not just heal wounds, it restores wholeness. It reminds you that the love you were searching for was always within you. The union you longed for was a reflection of your own inner harmony. The belonging you craved was a memory of your original being. Let this truth touch you. Let it sink into your heart. You are already whole. You are already loved. You are already free. If you found this video meaningful and you want to explore more, please like and subscribe to my channel, Shakti Talks, to continue this journey together. Also, you can go to patreon.com to my channel, Shakti Talks Yoga. I hope to see you soon.